Hello, New Hope Wesleyan. It is wonderful to be able to talk to you guys again as we are getting closer to Sunday and finally being able to come together and being able to fellowship and worship as a church in the church building. It's very exciting. There are a few differences from what we are able to usually do that I wanted to talk about. We've kind of talked about it before in some of our PSAs, and I'm just going to rehash a few things, talk about some new things, and talk about ways that you can make sure that you have a spot for one of the upcoming services. So first off, we have 3 services instead of 2. We have an 8:30 service, we have a 9:45 service, and we have an 11:15 service. And the reason why we're doing that is because in order for us to make sure that everything gets sanitized and everything gets cleaned in between services, we kind of put about half an hour in between each service. So that'll give us enough time to make sure that everything is completely sanitized and completely ready to go for you guys to come in. As we talked about before, at these services, we're going to be asking for you guys to wear a face mask when you enter the building, maintain social distancing even when you're inside the building. You may take your mask off as soon as you are seated. However, we are going to be singing during the church service. We're going to have some worship time together. If you are singing, whether you are standing or sitting, you have to put your mask back on. That's just what the CDC guidelines say, and it's what our district leadership has also talked about as well. And so you have to make sure that mask is put on while you're singing, and then you can take that mask right off after singing is over. And then once the service is over, you just have to put your mask back on as we exit. Now, talking about the exits as well, we already talked about how we're going to be entering through the regular entrance, the 2 glass double doors that lead into the foyer, and go right into the sanctuary where you will be seated. After the service is over, we're going to be dismissing people by row. So you're going to stay in your seat until someone comes and dismisses your row. And then you're going to put your mask on, get back up, and you're going to exit the opposite side of the sanctuary that you entered in. So it's going to be over towards Grand Street where my office is and where those big wooden doors are. And that way we could just make sure that there's minimal overflow as possible, and it gives people who are going to be doing sanitation and cleaning up an ability to do that a lot better. And yeah, I think that's all. We are going to ask also that even though we are able to come together, we're going to be tempted to have those conversations and talk and chat and see everybody's doing. Unfortunately, we're going to ask you to restrain from that as best as you possibly can. This has to be a come in, do church service, and leave the sanctuary, get in your cars, and drive home. It's not because we don't want to talk. Of course, we desire to have that fellowship and conversation again. And you guys are more than welcome to make plans to do something outside of service. But if we could just do that, if we could just come in, go to the worship service, and then leave promptly, we can make sure that not only the next service can come in, but also, again, just that minimal CDC guidelines can be kept as far as social distancing and sanitation goes. So we thank you and appreciate for that. If you come and you forget a mask, don't worry. We have masks for you in case you forget. So no worries. But with these 3 services, we, according to the distances that we have to have per seat, if you looked at Doug's PSA before, we're sitting on hard chairs, and the reason why is because hard chairs are a lot quicker to sanitize, which means we can have 3 services, as opposed to the nice comfy chairs where we would only be able to have 1 because we couldn't sanitize it in time. So we're going to have hard chairs going to be spread out into different increments in order to maintain social distancing. Families, of course, can sit together. And because of that, each service is only allowed to have 50 people in it. So altogether, 3 services, 50 each, we're about to have about 150 people be able to come to church. And because of that, our regular attendance could be 242 sometimes. It's going to be just a little bit difficult, which is why we are setting up a reservation system to kind of help along with people who want to make sure that they have a seat for one of the services. If you are not able to come to the services, or if all the seats are booked up, I don't want you to worry. There will be a video of the service coming up. We're still working on whether or not it'll be a live stream or it will be a recording that's sent after. It will definitely be a recording for sure. As far as live stream, we're waiting on maybe a few more pieces of camera equipment to make that as flawless a transition as possible. So rest assured, if you're not able to come in person, we will have something online. So no worries there. But let's say that you did want to come. You're thinking, Pastor Aaron, how do I make a reservation? Well, it's very simple, and I'm going to show you. So let me first go to screen share, and we are going to go right here to the church website. So this is where your reservation is going to start. So as you can see right here, this is our church website. You have all the tabs up here and everything. And again, this is just newhopewest.com. So it's our church website. When you scroll down, you're going to see a little tab right here that says Reserve Church Service Seats Here. All you're going to do is you're going to click that tab, and it's going to take you to our Church Center, Planning Center app. So if you have a profile that has already been made for your giving or for small groups, this is going to be a very simple thing for you. All you're going to do is come over and log in to your profile, and you will be good to go. However, let's say you never made a profile. I'm going to show you exactly what to do, and this is going to be super duper 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 easy. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to put in, we're just going to stick with email addresses because we don't always need to put the number out there. So we're going to put in our email address in order to get this code. So they're going to be sending us just a simple code to make sure that we come in and whatever. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put in my Gmail because I want it to look like I do not have a profile made. And with my regular email, I do have a profile made. It says add a phone number. You don't have to. You can hit skip. And then you're going to go to your email, and you are going to receive a code. Now, I just got mine on my phone, so I'm not going to switch over. But you'll receive a code, just a 6-digit code, very simple, in your email. So, for instance, mine says it's a code from Church Center. And it's going to say, hi there. Here's the code for your church login. And mine is just a simple 669524. It's not always going to be that. It's going to be different every day you do this. So, but don't worry. It's going to be very simple. So I hit that, and then it's going to ask you for a little bit of information. So let's say you wanted to create a profile, and you were able to type in, let's say Bill Johnson, or I already did Bill Johnson. Let's say Bruce Wayne, because I like that character. Bruce Wayne. You hit next, and boom. Not only are you able to log into events, but you have a profile now. So if you want to just make a profile, that's absolutely fine. However, if you do not, then what will happen is you can just go to events here, and you can look at these services. This is what the events page is going to look like. So you're going to have different options. So there's going to be a 8:30 a.m. worship service, 9:45 a.m. worship service, and 11 a.m. worship service. So you look at which one you think, I like to sleep in a little bit, but I also like to, kind of have a little bit of an afternoon free. So I'm going to click the middle one. All you do, if you have a profile, is hit register. And what's going to happen is all the information's here. It shows you how many seats are left. It shows exactly where the service is going to be. There's a map. There's getting directions. Very simple. If you've never been to our church before, maybe this is the first time for you. Upcoming dates. It's just showing, it'll show some upcoming events. We're going to be putting on more church services, of course, for you to register. Don't pay attention to that right now. But you will also see right here that registration closes June 21st at 9:15. So for every single service that we have, we are going to be closing the online registration a half hour before the church service. So make sure that if you're doing this online, that you do it before half hour. Otherwise, it's up in the air, it's in the wind. And also, again, once the seats are filled, it will say the service is unavailable. So if the 9:45 is unavailable, but the 8:30 or 11 have seats, then maybe you'll have to click there. If all the seats are taken, we'll just try again to do this next time, and we'll have church service reservation up for the next Sunday on this Monday. So you hit registration, hit register. How many seats? You know what? I'm gonna, myself, my wife, and my son, I'm gonna hit 3. And then you click complete registration. And what's going to happen is it's going to say, thank you for registering for this. A confirmation is going to be sent to your email. And that's it. So I would go to my email, and I would find that my 3 seats have been saved, and I'm confirmed, and I'm ready to go. And then all the work is on our plate. All right? Very, very simple. Now, let's say that you did not want to create a profile. You just wanted to reserve, okay? You don't have to create a profile. If you do, all your information is secure. All we would need is your name, first and last, and an email. That's it, which the church directory already has anyway. But again, we don't like to do things without your permission. So if you want us to help you with it, you can call the office and we can do it for you over the phone. If you want to send us the information over your email, again, we would just need your name, your email, and how many seats. So if you're going to register over the phone, you're thinking, I don't know about this computer stuff, that's fine. Just call the office and Sherry will be happy to do that for you. Again, the information she will need, though, in the voicemail you leave or in the email that you leave is an email, the name, and make sure you put your first and last name, because if Doug Jones says the Joneses, we need 5 seats. Well, there's lots of Joneses in our church, so we need a little more specific information. And then how many people? So you have 4. So again, information, email, first and last name, and how many seats you will need, all right? And Sherry will do it for you. But again, let's say you're like, I'm going to do it myself, but I don't want to create a profile. What you do is you click on events. So this is without a profile. You click on events. Let's say I want to go to the 8:30 service this time. You would come over here and click register. And it would ask you how many seats you want to register. Let's say 2. You put your first name. Let's see. How about Clark Kent? That's a good name too. Not as good as Bruce Wayne, but whatever. And then you put an email up there. So let's see. I'll put the New Hope email up there because I don't have another email. At gmail.com. And boom, complete registration, and you're done. And that's all you do. That is all you do. So whether you want to create a profile, very simple. Whether you want the church to create a profile for you, very simple. Or whether you want to do it on your own, but not create a profile, still very simple. Just need, again, first and last name, the email, and how many seats we need to reserve. You can also do this on the church app. So our church is going to come up with a little bit of a description, and it's going to show you the events that are available. So again, if you already have a profile, on the bottom where you would see our giving app and our groups app, you're going to see a new little dot at the bottom of the app called events. You click on events and it will just show you the choices. Again, 8:30 service, 9:45 service, and 11 service. And you do the exact same thing on your phone as you would online. And again, you don't, I believe though that if you're going to do it on the phone, you will need a profile. So that's the only catch. If you have a profile, you can do it on your phone, you can do it online. If you do not have a profile, you have to do it online with your computer. And if you want a profile and you're like, I just don't know how to do it, again, call the office and we will set one up with you over the phone. It would take us 60 seconds flat. And that's if we have a hard time explaining everything. And that's it. So again, we have 50 seats available per service, and it's going to have to be a first come, first serve basis. And again, that's just because there's not really a way for us to divide it up, and we're not really sure, like, you can make it this week, but are you gonna be able to make it next week? And so we have to have some type of way to be able to give people a chance. Again, if you are unable to come, or if you're still feeling, I don't know if we're ready quite there yet to come to a church service, do not fret. We will be putting our services online. I will be sending out a PSA a little bit later this week, maybe Thursday or Friday, to talk about whether it will be a live service or whether it will be a pre-recorded service. If it is recorded, I do want to let you know that it will come up after Sunday. So it will be coming up on Monday, so not Sunday. So you'll have to maybe wait one day. I'll try to do what I can to get it up on Sunday, but sometimes schedules get crazy. So it'll be up on Monday, guaranteed. If we do a live service, then we'll put something on Facebook. I'll put up a PSA to announce that as well. And it should be very easy for you guys to watch live on the YouTube page or maybe on the Facebook page. Again, it will just depend on whether we can get that camera tools in on time this week and whether we can get that set up in time or not. If we can't this week, we should be able to next week. So I'm excited to be able to see you guys in person. Won't be able to shake your hand to give hugs, but you know what? We'll give air high fives or air fist bumps or whatever. It'll just be great to talk to you guys again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. The staff is looking forward to seeing you, and we can't wait to worship with you guys together. So, looking forward to it. If you guys need any help whatsoever, feel free to email the church office at newhopewest@gmail.com, or you can call the church office, which is 607-324-3300. All that information can also be found on our website as well. So if you forget our email or our phone number, feel free to go newhopewest.com. And yeah, that's where you'll find the registration and all of our information. And we're excited. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And we will look forward to seeing you guys Monday. God bless you guys.